So I do have some plays here for you guys. I was on this live yesterday, actually, and the live that I created, I was trying to do this whole new fancy way of doing props, and I got burned. So it's been 2 losing days so far, but I'm going to make that up, and I'm going to go right back to the way I was doing props. I'm also going to be very strict on my plays, especially now that the playoffs are, they're taking effect now, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger issue if you're not paying attention to what teams are fighting and which teams are pretty much out. So perfect example is I was loving the Suns today against the Bulls, but they're both struggling very hard to get into the playoffs. And the Bulls actually have a little bit of an advantage, and the line is shifting towards the Bulls. So if you're not paying attention to this sort of stuff, you're going to get burned. And just like I've been getting burned the last 2 days, and we're going to be right back at it. I do have some stuff here for you guys to show you. So I'm going to give you 2 teams that I'm really looking at. 2 of the teams that I really like. Sorry I'm late here today, guys. I had a doctor's appointment. I had actually an eye doctor's appointment, and they dilated my eyes, so I couldn't see the screen. Luckily, I had been looking at this since last night because I knew that I was not going to be able to see. The Pacers I actually really like. The line is shifting towards the Pacers. You can see the projected scores that the Pacers are supposed to win. What is that, by 16? You can see all these numbers here. They really don't mean much. These are just over the long run what the lines are. You can see the Pacers started at a 7. Now they're at a 10.5. I still like the Pacers, but I bought it back to a 7. So I'll just give you guys that first play. I actually hooked up the VIP earlier with that. So if you were in the VIP, you would have got that alert earlier today. And then the lines shift dramatically pretty quickly. So I actually put that in last night, but the reason I didn't share it earlier was because I wanted to confirm the lines. The lines do shift in opposite directions and things like that. So, for example, I actually cashed out of the Suns game and the Pistons game because of these reasons. So, anyways, you can see the Mavericks have been struggling. They're pretty much out of the playoffs already. You can see how many players are out for the Mavericks, pretty much their entire team. The only thing here is that Halliburton and Siakam are questionable. If these 2 dudes don't play, it's going to be very rough for them to win. They should still win, actually, but they've actually shown that they can win without these 2 guys. But if they don't play, I don't think they're going to cover the spread. You got to take into consideration also, I was able to place bets on Halliburton and Siakam, and the line is shifting towards the Pacers. So even though it's showing that they're questionable, the line is still shifting and allowing bets and stuff like that. So what that's telling me is that more than likely they're going to play. Otherwise, this line would not have been shifting towards the Pacers. So the Pacers are substantial favorites. They're moving from a 7.5 to a 10.5, like I've already said. I really like this team. I'm actually doing a parlay with them on the money line, and I'm also taking them at the opening line of 7.5. I took the Pacers 7.5 at a minus 140. I know that line's already all the way over to 10.5. So if you don't have access to do alt lines, send me a text message, and I'll be able to hook you up with an international book. And that's what I use when I can't find the lines that I want. So send me a text message here and say, I want the internet access to the international book, and then you'll be able to do alt lines if that's what you want to do. The Rockets, but the Magic have a much better chance of winning because they're trying to get positioning into the playoffs. So like I started this whole chat with today, is that you definitely want to see who's going to be in the playoffs, why they're struggling so hard, and things like that. So the Magic actually have a very good defense, and the Rockets are traveling. So the Magic actually have an edge in this game. I'm not going to go with either one of these. I actually had the money inside the Rockets, and then I took it out. So, again, I did this last night, and once I saw the injuries and the line moves and stuff like that, I cashed out. So you can see 67% of the money's on the Rockets. The line is shifting very, very slightly towards the Rockets, but that's not enough. And then you can see they're 5-5 in the last 10. The Magic are covering spreads 4 and 6. Well, that's not a lot, but still, they're slight favorites. So again, I cashed out of the Rockets. Miami Heat and the Pistons, same thing. I cashed out of the Pistons. I'm not going to go into too many details here. I was on the Pistons, but then I got out. 77% of the money is coming in on the Heat. I'll keep going here. Timberwolves. I stayed away from this game. I think the spread was too high. They are supposed to win by 13. The line started at a 12. This line is way too high for the Timberwolves. when they've won, I was doing some research. They do win, but not by this much. On average, I think they win by like 8 or something like that. So, anyways, there's other contradictions here. Timberwolves do have decent covering spreads. Pelicans are not covering spreads. You might want to take another look at that. I'm not going to go with it. There's just too many things that were stood out to me. The one thing I do like is that the Pelicans are 2-8. I don't like it. So I will tell you that the other team that I do like is the Knicks. They're going against the Spurs. You can see the record right here clearly showing towards the Knicks. That goes the entire season. Here's their win-loss records again, and also covering spread records. So that just goes back for the entire season. The what do you call this? The public money is coming in on the Knicks, as you can see right there, but the sharp money is coming in on the Spurs. So the line was at 8.5, and now it's still at an 8.5. That's not a good thing. So I still like the Knicks in this position, but it's gonna be kind of close from what the sharp money is going. So you can see possible sharp money is coming in on the Spurs. So what else? So both of these are not covering spreads right here. The Knicks are solid favorites. There's 79% of the money coming in on them, but the line has stayed the same. Maybe this has something to do with it, but this goes all the way back to last season. What this means is that the last 10 times they've played each other, the Knicks only covered the spread 3 times. So that's probably why this line is stuck right there. But I don't like the Spurs at all, and I do like the Knicks. So what I did, I'll give you the second play right here, guys, is going to be the Knicks at a -8.5. I'll show you the slip. And it's, like I said, it's still stuck at that line, or it should have still been stuck at that line. If you guys want to get that line, it should be decent. I'll quickly go through the rest of this slate, and then I'll give you some player props that I have. This one I'm staying away from. Shea Alexander's out. They do have a lot of other people that are sitting. You can see pretty much their whole squad is out right here. So I thought this was a very easy cash game. I thought they were going to be able to beat the hell out of them easily. But then I saw that OKC has most of their team out. Anyways, they're still heavy favorite, but I'm not going to go with them. The Thunder should win this game, but I don't know by how much. It's just too many contradictions. Both of these teams I've been fading the entire season. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that every time the Jazz play and every time the Wizards have played, we actually fade and go against them. So there's no way I'm going to go with either one of these teams. There's just nothing that tells me that I should go with either one. You can see their records are very similar. They both suck. It's very close as who's worse. So I'm not touching this game at all. The Nuggets and the Lakers, you can see it's a close record. These guys have a lot of injuries as well. There's too many things to go. The only way I would even look at the Nuggets is if Jokic is playing and Murray is playing and Gordon is playing. But again, that would have to come till later. And at this point, I'm just going to stay away. There's a lineup that goes from 5.5. Now it's a Lakers 5.5. So basically, the line has not moved. Yeah. So what happened is that the Nuggets were at a +1.5. So this is supposed to be a +1.5. And now it's at the Lakers. Actually, it's the Nuggets. So what this means is that they were underdog. The Nuggets were underdogs, and now they're favored. So when it shifts, when this happens, you have to pay very close attention. When an underdog becomes favorite and it flip-flops from underdog to favorite, there's a very clear indication that they're going to win this game. If you look at, let me take a look at the injuries just so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see if anybody's out that's making this line. I know James is out for sure, but that might mean that Luka's not at 100%, and they're just not showing how bad he is. So you can see Doncic is playing, but they're pretty much probably not saying exactly how bad he is or something along those lines. For the line to have gone from underdog to favorite, another reason might have been, and as they were probably not sure if Jokic was going to play, but now they're sure. So that's when you have to really pay attention. But you can see all the injuries over here. Either way, I'm staying away. It's toxic as hell. I'm staying away from that game. The Bulls and the Suns, like I said, I liked the Suns, but now the line is actually shifting in the wrong direction. So it was going from -6.5 right here. Now it's at a 5.5. This actually changed. So it's actually dropped in the favor of the Bulls. So again, I don't trust the Bulls to cover the spread. Otherwise, I would have went with the Bulls at a +6.5. I don't trust them at all to do that. So I'm going to stay away. You can see they are covering spreads, but I don't trust them for shit. They do cover spreads 8 out of the last 10. Suns also cover the spreads 7 for the last 3. So for me, that's a contradiction, especially because I know the Bulls and I don't think they're going to cover, even though they've won the last 5 games. So that's another thing. The Bulls have won the last 5 games in a row. So you got to be careful with those things. Grizzlies and Trailblazers. I can't remember why I skipped this team. Oh, this is the reason. It shifted from a 6.5 to a 4.5. So what that means is that it's going, the line is shifting towards the Trailblazers. What would be the reason? So these guys are all out right here. That might be the reason. Morant is a powerful weapon for them, and he's out. So I'm not touching that game. Cavaliers and Kings. The Cavaliers fucking shit the bed yesterday. We had them to win straight up, and then they ended up losing by 10 points. So they were up. When I was watching the game, they were up by like 10 points. And then I had an early appointment for the doctor, so I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, they had lost by 10 points. So I don't know what the hell happened. They should be able to beat these Kings, but I'm not touching it. You can see right here, they've been shitting the bed right here. They only covered the spreads 3 times. Even on a money line, they killed it. So you can see the Kings do cover spreads. So those are contradictions that I'm not willing to risk. And that's about it. That's for the games. So just to confirm, guys, I do have the Knicks on the -8.5 and the Pacers on a -7.5. So I'll go through these right here. And if you guys have not done so, guys, go to the link in the description. Make sure you follow me here. And once you follow me, guys, go to the Discord. We've been blowing up over there. We're doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I was not able to show this on TikTok, but I'll be able to show you this on this live right now. So if you go to the Discord, this is what it looks like. You can see we're very well organized. General chat, the win-loss tracker, the Discord stats, the chat. We do ladder challenges, live bets, final plays. We got baseball right here. We already hit with the Dodgers this morning. We had what was this? The first 5 innings, that one for us. And then we also had the no-run first inning, that one for us. And so now this is the basketball stuff. But you can see we do pretty much everything here. It's only $10 if you guys are interested in that. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the first one here. This is the Naz Reid for 10 points, Naz Reid for 4 rebounds, and Mikal Bridges for 15. If you don't like Mikal Bridges, which is a little bit, if you don't, okay, so Carmen is saying, how do I get to the Discord? You go to the link in the description, or you go to beastsportspicks.com. So let me see right here, beastsportspicks.com, or you go to the link in the description of this live, and then you'll see the Discord if you scroll down a little bit. So what I was saying here, guys, is if you went to Mikal Bridges, he is a little bit iffy. So if you don't like taking risks, stay away from this one, or switch out Bridges with somebody else. I really like this play. I do. Naz Reid is supposed to hit like 18. Naz Reid is also supposed to hit like 7 rebounds, and Mikal Bridges is actually supposed to hit 21. But this one out of this entire slip, this one's the most questionable, which is Mikal Bridges. So again, guys, go to the link in the description. Go to where is this? Let me just show you. So when you click on the link in the description, or you go to beastsportspicks.com, make sure you get the free stuff first. Also, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. If we can get a couple of likes in here, I would appreciate that. And VIP, we offer a lot of free stuff. And I'm sorry, in the VIP, we offer our very best stuff in there. So sometimes people that are in VIP wonder why they don't get all the plays. The reason is that we pick and choose our very best stuff and put it into the VIP. I hope that makes sense. And the Discord is right here as well. Now, if you want to get the stuff that I just showed, all the breakdown of all the games, that everything that I just talked about, that's going to be this one right here, True Edge Pro. All right, let me go back to the second one now, guys, right here. The second one is Paulo Banchero for 20 points. We got Franz Wagner for 15 points and Anthony Edwards for 20. So the only issue with this one is that Franz Wagner has a very good defense on him today. So it's a little bit iffy, but I still like it. He's supposed to hit this line. He's actually supposed to hit like 23, but that's the only little iffy thing about this one that I don't like. And then we got Pascal Siakam for 15 points. This guy came off of injury. He was out, or I don't know if it was personal reasons. I heard it was personal reasons, not an actual injury. So he was out for a couple of games, or I don't remember how many games he was out, but he's back today. He should be back. He's questionable, but he should be back. I got him for 15 points. This dude has been extremely solid for 15 points. And then for the rebounds, he's been hitting 7 and 8 consistently. And then we got Halliburton. He's supposed to hit 12 assists, and we need him to hit 8. So you can see some of these odds are amazing, and some of these odds are not that great. But I really feel that they're very strong overall. I've done my research. If you guys have seen my lives, if you guys have seen my videos, I do my research. I actually got another paid program now. It's called Pick Finder, and then I use Props Cash, and then I use Outlier. So I actually cross-reference 3 different platforms before I place these bets. So that way, I'm just letting you know, these are very strong plays. It takes me a while to come up with these. So I hope you guys appreciate that I'm just giving them to you. All right, guys. So I think that's about it. I gave you guys some plays. I'll repeat them one more time. The first one's going to be the Pacers -7.5. The second one's going to be the Knicks -8.5. Then I actually like this one as well. I'm giving you guys a lot of free stuff for being here. And then all the props that I just said. So I'll go through the props one more time. So Naz Reid for 10 points. Naz Reid for 4 rebounds. Mikal Bridges for 15 points. You might want to stay away from that one if you're not risk tolerant. I don't want you coming tomorrow and say, hey, what the hell happened with Mikal Bridges? Paulo Banchero for 20 points, Wagner for 15, and Edwards for 20. On this one as well, Franz Wagner has very good defense on him, so you got to be careful with that one. Jabari Smith for 10 points, Jalen Green for 15 points. Then you got Pascal Siakam, 15 points, Pascal Siakam for 6 rebounds, and Tyrese Halliburton for 8 assists. Let me go back in here. There's no questions. If you guys have questions, let me know. I do appreciate you guys being here. I did a whole new little setup here. I moved up my sign. I cleaned it up. Hopefully, I could start doing a lot more videos soon. And I'm going to be putting a lot more effort into YouTube, like I've been saying. But I've already kind of dealt with TikTok enough where I'm kind of like just going to be away from them as much as I can. And I'm going to do my best to grow this channel. If you guys really do appreciate this, please, whenever you see my videos, like them, comment. That really helps the algorithm push out, and that's what I want to do. So I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that makes sense, guys. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.